The movie starts in a harsh desert where we meet Gorr and his daughter, the last of their kind. They're struggling to find food and water, facing a terrible situation. Gorr prays to the god Rapu for help, but his prayers go unanswered, and sadly, his daughter dies from thirst and hunger. He buries her in the desolate land and continues his journey. In the distance, he sees a lush forest, which gives him hope. He thinks that the gods have finally heard his prayers. He finds a stream to drink from and plenty of fruits to eat. Just when he thinks Rapu has helped him, he sees Rapu sitting behind him. Gorr is confused because he's the last believer in Rapu, and his daughter is gone. Rapu tells him that he won't help, and that Gorr's suffering is like a sacrifice that pleases the god. This makes Gorr furious, and they have a violent fight. Rapu tries to strangle Gorr, but a necro sword appears, and Gorr uses it to strike down Rapu. He swears to take revenge on all the gods for their indifference. The scene changes to Thor, who is sharing a story with children. He's a hero who fights for the greater good and shares his journey. He always wanted to help others without expecting anything in return. He falls in love with a woman named Jane, but their love is marked by separation. Thor loses those close to him in battles, which makes him lonely. He joins the Guardians of the Galaxy, fighting alongside them and carrying the memory of Jane in his heart. He becomes disillusioned with human life and seeks solitude, but can't resist helping when needed. He's called into action by Peter Quill and retrieves his powerful Stormbreaker to join the Guardians of the Galaxy in their ongoing fight. The war is in full swing, with enemies threatening peace. The king asks for Thor's help because they're under attack from all sides. Their land is vulnerable because a god was killed, and marauders want to steal their treasures. The temple has already been taken by the enemy. Thor raises Stormbreaker and charges into battle, defeating all his foes. After a tough fight, he wins, but the temple is in ruins. Next, we see mighty Thor, who is actually Jane Foster, suffering from stage 4 cancer. Darcy, her friend, asks about her past love with Thor, but Jane avoids the question. Jane has been a professor dedicated to research and teaching for 8 years. She discovers a reference to Thor's legendary weapon, Mjolnir, in a Viking book. Meanwhile, Valkyrie now rules over the new Asgard, and a play about Thor, Loki, and Odin is being performed in the kingdom. In another part of the story, Jane is suffering because medical treatments aren't helping her, and she goes to New Asgard in search of Thor's magical hammer, Mjolnir, believing it can heal her. She doesn't know the hammer was broken by Hela, but still has Thor's protection enchantment. Mjolnir repairs itself and connects with Jane, making her the new Thor. At the same time, the king of the land thanks Thor for saving them and gives him 2 big goats as a reward. Thor and his friends, including Valkyrie, board their ship. While traveling, Peter gets distress calls from different countries reporting the killing of their gods. Thor spots a call from his friend Thief and urgently wants to help. Peter reminds him that they need to help other nations too. Thor and his friend head for Thief's location. They arrive and find that the god of Valkyrie has been killed, and Thief is seriously hurt with her hand severed. She reveals the attacker is heading to New Asgard. We meet the film's main antagonist, Gorr, who possesses the powerful Necro Sword. He summons monsters to attack New Asgard. Thor arrives just in time with Valkyrie to fight the monsters. The battle gets intense, and Thor spots Mjolnir, realizing a strong ally has joined. Jane is introduced as Mighty Thor, and they briefly celebrate, but they have to go back to fighting. A flashback shows when Jane and Thor were in a happy relationship, but their duties pulled them apart. Amid the chaos, they reflect on their busy lives and unspoken feelings. In the present, the group chases Gorr, but he escapes, taking many Asgardian children to the Shadow Realm. Thor promises their worried parents he'll bring back the kids. The burden of this promise weighs on him as he talks with his friends. Valkyrie shares important info about the Necro Sword, a dangerous weapon that can kill gods. In another part of the story, Jane is struggling with the limitations of medical treatments. She embarks on a journey to New Asgard with a glimmer of hope. Her belief is that Thor's enchanted hammer, Mjolnir, can heal her. Unbeknownst to her, the hammer had been broken by Hela years ago, but it still carries the enchantment Thor placed on it to protect her. Mjolnir repairs itself and forms a bond with Jane, marking her as the new Thor. The group receives a holographic image from one of the captive children who informs them of their situation. Thor engages with the child to determine their location. The children plead for their rescue upon seeing Thor's presence. Although not physically present, Thor reassures the children that he's working to save them. Returning to his conscious mind, Thor reveals that the children are trapped in a lightless part of space. He emphasizes that Gorr, already formidable on Earth, will possess even greater power in space. To confront Gorr, they need a formidable army. Thor embarks on a journey to the omnipotent city, home to various gods, including stone gods, wax gods, and even gods of feelings. In Omnipotent City, the gathering of gods is in full swing, discussing various matters. Thor and his companions try to listen in on their discussions, but are frustrated to find the gods occupied with trivial issues. Thor grows impatient and approaches Zeus, pleading for help. He reveals the dire situation in the world, with gods being systematically killed, and Gorr wielding the dangerous Necro sword. He explains that many children from New Asgard have been abducted and taken into the darkness of space. Thor implores Zeus and the other gods to assist in rescuing the children. However, Zeus is hesitant to get involved, fearing Gorr, and believes they can remain safe within the city's walls. Despite Zeus's refusal, Thor stands his ground. When Zeus harms Korg, Thor takes drastic action, using Zeus's thunderbolt to impale him before making a swift escape with Valkyrie. Their journey continues, and Thor and Jane rekindle their romantic relationship. Jane confides in Thor about her illness, bringing them even closer. As they venture into the Shadow Realm to find the kidnapped children, they face a challenging situation. The children remain hidden, and their location is a mystery. In the heart of the Shadow Realm, Jane discovers ancient drawings that reveal Stormbreaker's hidden powers. It can be used to summon the Bifrost and access the realm of eternity. Jane, realizing Gorr's plan, throws Stormbreaker away to prevent him from exploiting this knowledge. However, Gorr's malevolent strength soon overwhelms the group, and he takes Jane hostage, threatening her life. To save Jane, Thor has no choice but to summon Stormbreaker back. Gorr seizes the weapon and severely injures Valkyrie. Jane, weakened, collapses when they return to New Asgard. Thor is desperate to help her, but learns that her transformation into mighty Thor is hindering her body's ability to fight cancer. He implores Jane to allow him to face Gorr alone while she recovers. With determination, Thor sets out to locate the kidnapped children at Eternity's altar. Using Zeus's thunderbolt, he empowers the children with his own strength, enabling them to battle Gorr's monsters while he confronts the malevolent deity. Feeling the imminent danger to Thor's life, Jane joins the battle wielding Mjolnir, and together, they shatter the evil Necrosword. This act frees Gorr from the sword's influence, but their confrontation inadvertently transports them into the realm of eternity. As Gorr stands on the brink of making a wish, Thor pleads with him to use his newfound power to revive his daughter instead of destroying the gods. Thor then leaves Gorr to make this crucial decision. Meanwhile, Thor rushes to Jane's side as her illness takes its toll, holding her in his arms as she passes away. Back with Gorr, the cosmic being makes a wish for eternity, asking for the power to revive love. This wish is granted, and love is brought back to the universe. However, as Gorr's curse takes its toll, he begins to fade away. In his final moments, Gorr requests Thor to take care of love. Back in New Asgard, the children return, and under the guidance of Valkyrie and Thief, they begin their training. A monument is erected in honor of Jane to commemorate her lasting legacy. Thor adopts Love, who joins him in his heroic endeavors. They both wield Mjolnir and Stormbreaker, ready to protect and serve. The movie concludes with a glimpse of the recuperating Zeus in Omnipotent City, sending his son Hercules on a mission to eliminate Thor, setting the stage for future adventures. With that, the movie comes to a close. Thank you for watching.